Chapter 9, Write Your Family History. Students will find this to be very, very interesting, I think, when they write their family history. When I first published Homespun 2001 edition, one of the examples I used was an excellent article called Citing Your Mother in Your Research Project by Andrea Labrisco. Just an excellent job using a student's mother to get information. She taught in New York City, and obviously New York is a town of extensive immigration. A lot of her students' parents were immigrants, and many of her students were immigrants as well. So this wonderful story, or the wonderful articles, it's in chapter 16, is a result of using a family member to write a history. One of the things that is interesting, and again, I seem like I'm sounding as a song here for the 5 geographic themes, but the theme of movement becomes very important for a lot of people in terms of where their families came from. When I did this activity with my students back in Rye, one of the things that they were just excited about was I put the old world map up, which we had anyways, it was a social studies class, and each one of them had a piece of yarn and 2 push pins, and after they had written something about their family, usually a grandparent or an aunt or an uncle or a great-great-grandparent even, they were able to go up to the map and push the pin in the country where they came from and over to our town Rye. It was amazing where the ancestors of my students came from. And they found that absolutely fascinating. So not only do the people have stories about coming across an ocean liner, more recent ones came by planes, obviously. Others, depending on where you live, moved on Conestoga wagons. Others moved, they walked. I mean, people got from here to there one way or the other, and that constitutes, for a lot of our students, part of their family history. Now, there are many issues when you do a family history that creates some challenges, and one of them is the last names. How do you go back 5 or 6 or 7 generations if you're able to do that? I've had problems in my own family. I am very interested in my family, and I have a lot of knowledge about it, but I also know that in one of my strands, there are 16 different ways to spell that person's name, because that person was a loyalist during the American Revolution and escaped to Prince Edward Island in the Maritimes up in Canada, and I recently learned about him only about 15 years ago, and fascinating history, but tracing back, he had a Dutch name, and the letters kept changing. So sometimes you have those issues you have to find out about, and sometimes, particularly with English names that are so common, Smith, S-M-I-T-H, S-M-Y-T-H-E, how many Smiths are there? And if there are thousands of Smiths, which Smith is your ancestor? Those are some of the challenges that we face in writing family histories. But the important thing for the student is to learn about where they came from and the stories, and usually the sacrifices that generation made for our students to live in America today. Thank you, folks.